Hey guys, I'm Kyle with the design team, and today we're talking about Sonic's new lineup of toolboxes. This is the NEXT toolbox series, and today specifically we're going to talk about the NEXT S15. We don't do a lot of stuff with rolling toolboxes, at least here at Obsessed Garage. But there's a huge use case for these, of course, in different shop environments, or if maybe you don't have a good place to do a big cabinet array and you need to be able to store a lot of tools, that's where this comes in. And it definitely can store a lot of stuff. You'll notice from the configuration that this is basically, for the most part, a rolling MSS Plus 1540 cabinet, which is pretty cool. You know that's like our favorite MSS Plus cabinet. It's got the two different banks of cabinets. It's got the large drawer on top. This just takes it to a whole other level, and it's even more capacity. It's even bigger, and it's on these giant casters. They had another version of this before, but we didn't really like it because the construction was a little different. So what Sonic has done now is they've taken their entire toolbox lineup and they've unified the design. And they've used the same construction, the same drawer types, the same powder coating and all of that for all of the rolling toolboxes, and really unified everything, and it's awesome now. So before we really only liked like the S9, the S12 XD, and the regular S12. Well, now that everything is unified, I mean, you can get whichever one you want that fits your size that you need and use case. In this case, the S15 is the biggest, and it has a ton of capacity. You get 7 shallow XD size drawers down here in this left bank. So these open up, pretty much to 100% visibility. You can fit the XD sized foam inlays in these. You can do 2 mediums next to each other, or you could do 6 small inlays, or I guess you could do like a medium and then 3 small inlays if you wanted to. If you've watched any of the MSS Plus specific videos, you know that the 890 cabinet that we have with its size drawers that are just like this, that's the one to get. So this has a lot of those drawers, which is great because then it gives you, the complete flexibility of whichever foam inlays you want to put in these drawers. You could also do a large foam inlay that would fit across snug left to right, but it would leave a little bit of a gap in the back. But, that's an option. On the right side, you get 3 of the shallow drawers. These are good for the medium inlays. You do end up with a gap in the back, or I guess if you slid it all the way to the back and then did like a spacer in the front for like a torque wrench or something, you would have that gap over here. So it's not a perfect snug fit front to back, but it is snug left to right. So you get 3 of those, which is good. You've got a couple of the deep drawers down there, and then you have this giant thing. This is a massive drawer. We were joking in the office here of like how many OG employees we could fit in here. Probably none, but it's crazy. This is even bigger than the 1540 cabinets drawer. It's probably almost twice as deep. So if you're in an environment where you need to be able to have like parts for the car, vehicle, or airplane or something like that you're working on, but need to be able to utilize your top surface for actual like working on something and don't want it to get cluttered up, well, this becomes like your temporary storage for a lot of those big parts. You could fit, if your exhaust was in like multiple pieces, you could put your whole exhaust in here probably, or something like that, or downpipes or whatever. So there's a lot of room in here for a lot of different things. With these new cabinets, we've got some new upgrades. Powder coating is one. So we've got a new powder coat finish. They've changed the powder coating to being, really durable now, and it's that kind of matte finish. Different color than MSS Plus, but it's got the same feel. It's got the same fit and finish, which I really like. These red stripes are painted on, so if you're not about that, you would have to like maybe cover those with some vinyl or something. I think it's fine. I think it looks good. The kind of greenish gray, bluish gray, it's kind of hard to tell what kind of undertone this gray has, but the red complements it really well, I think. We've got new casters, which are giant. I don't remember what size exactly the old ones were, but they're not this big at all. So they're like a two-piece construction with heavy-duty bearings, a really soft durometer rubber on these, so they roll really, really smooth, really well. They do great on Swiss tracks, of course. And then they have, it's kind of scooted around to the side. Maybe I can show you on this one a little easier. But we've got a nice big lock on two of the swiveling casters. So that can push down with your foot, and then you can lock it in. Another big aspect of the added weight capacity of these cabinets, I think this one's like 2,300 pounds or something like that, and it used to be 1,300 pounds, so an extra 1,000 pounds of weight capacity, just from changing basically the casters, and then they've upgraded the drawer slides. They're very similar to what they were, but just a little bit more capacity, and they just feel more solid. It does give you a little bit of wiggle room in there, but once it's loaded down with tools, and if you pull it all the way out, they're really, really solid. With the larger cabinet, you get two slides, so it basically doubles the weight capacity of that larger drawer. Another nice upgraded feature is this new top. Like I talked about with the S9 and the S12 XD, there used to be a big embossed Sonic logo here in the middle, which was cool looking, but it would get kind of annoying if you were trying to put something on your work surface and you needed a really flat surface, that would kind of get in the way. So they've changed it now to just be a laser etched, nice and discreet Sonic logo on the side, which I really like. I think there's enough badging and logos all over the place that we don't need another one right in the middle of the work surface. So that's another visual change that's good. The other thing with them unifying the entire lineup now to have the same type of construction, we also have these new kind of molded bumpers going down the sides, which are really good, for if it knocks into a wall or something like that, it's not going to get damaged. And I believe these do come off. You could probably order spares from Sonic if it did get damaged or something. You get on the swiveling caster side, you have a handle over here so that you can move this thing around. Once it's loaded down, it's probably really, really, really heavy. I don't know, what the total weight would be, I guess. It would be like, 1,500 or 2,500 pounds or something like that if you loaded it to full capacity plus the weight of the toolbox. It would be a lot. So it's got a handle over here. You could do a couple different can holders on that side. I don't have them installed, but you can see it here on the S9, what that kind of looks like. So you can put, some spray bottles or something like that in there, or, really anything else. Over here, you can do, a couple different options for, doing more can holders, or you can do a paper towel roll holder just like that on the S9. All right, guys, that's pretty much everything that you need to know about the new NEXT S15 from Sonic. This thing is giant, and it's going to hold a lot of your tools. If you need help selecting a toolbox for your space, or if you think you want one of these, or you want to figure out how it's going to fit into your space and designing a cabinet array around it, or maybe pair this with like some lev rack would be pretty sweet, reach out to us, design@obsessedgarage, and we can get you hooked up.